Drilling. Before we read the process of drilling a well, look at the diagram that shows a drilling machine. So it has many equipments. Let's check them before we read the description or read the process. The derrick, drill pipes, monkey port, pipe rack, rotary table, drill string, drill pipes, lifting equipment, motor, mud pump, flow of mud, mud screen. Now let's read the description of the mud process. Drilling mud is mixture of water, clay, and other materials. The mud pump pumps mud from the mud tank into the top of the drill string. The mud flows down inside the drill string to the pit. It cleans and cools the pit. Then it flows up the hole and carries rock cuttings up with it. The mud and cuttings go to the mud screen. The mud screen separates the cuttings from the mud. The mud flows through to the mud tank below. Now, complete the description of the mud process. Use words from the diagrams. Now, look at the diagram here and look at the description of mud process and then complete this text about how to drill or the process of drilling a well. I'll give you time to answer. Drilling mud is a mixture of water, clay, and other materials that pumps mud. What's the equipment that pumps mud? The answer is mud pump. The mud pump pumps mud. From what? The answer is from the mud tank. From the mud tank into the top of the drill string. The mud flows down inside what? Inside the drill string. Inside the drill inside the drill string to the pit. It cleans and cools the what? It cleans and cools the pit. The pit. Then it flows up the hole and carries what does it carry? Rock cuttings, and carries rock cuttings up with it. The mud and cuttings go to the mud screen. The mud screen separates the cuttings from the mud. The mud flows through to the what? To the mud tank again below. These are the process of um, drilling a well, or description of the mud process. Drilling. Read the text, then answer the questions. Who are the people in a typical drilling crew? Now let's read the information and then we go to the questions and answer them together. Roustabouts are often the youngest people in a drilling crew. They clean, maintain, and move equipment and help the other workers. Roustabouts want better jobs, so they work hard, listen carefully, and learn fast. Roughnecks are skilled or are like roustabouts, but they are more skilled. They work on the drilling floor. They connect the heavy drill pipes and put them into the hole, or they disconnect the pipes as they come up out of the hole. The ridge manager or tool pusher is the most senior person in the drilling crew. He is usually the oldest and the most experienced person too. He makes sure the crew has all the right equipment. He is responsible for their safety and for paperwork. The derrick man works high up on the monkey board, about 25 meters above the floor. He guides the top part of the drill pipe. At other times, he helps the mud engineer. He checks the mud and maintains the pump. The mud mustn't be too thick or too thin, and the pump must keep working. The driller supervises and trains the drilling crew, and he controls the drilling equipment. For example, he operates the motor that lifts the drill pipes. He controls the speed of the drill, which must not be too fast or too slow. On very modern ridges, the driller sits in a special driller's chair. The chair joystick controls and displays screens like a computer game. Now let's start answering the questions. I'll give you time to answer. Which person or people, 1, are usually the youngest and most junior? The answer is roustabouts. Roustabouts. Number 2. Which person or people is usually the oldest and most senior? The answer is the ridge manager or tool pusher. The ridge manager or tool pusher. Number 3. Which person or people need to be strong? Why? The answer is roustabouts and roughnecks, because they must be strong, because they move heavy equipment. 4. Which person or people is not afraid of high places? The answer is the Derek man. Number 5. Which person or people must watch gauges or screens carefully, and why? The driller, because he controls the speed of the drill, which must not be too fast or too slow. Number 6. Which person or people need a desk and a telephone? Why? The ridge manager or tool pusher needs a desk for paperwork. He needs to telephone to order equipment. Now, choose the correct words. 1. Roustabouts do work, skilled work, hard work, or desk work. The answer is B, hard work. Number 2. Roughneck usually prepare the A, drill string, B, mud, C, hole. The answer is A, prepare the drill string. Number 3. Derrick men should wear A, face guard, B, glasses, C, safety harness. The answer is C, safety harness. Number 4. The driller helps the crew to A, learn, B, clean equipment, C, lift things. The answer is A, learn. 5. The ridge manager, new equipment. A, makes new equipments, B, repairs equipments, C, orders new equipments. The answer is C, orders new equipments. Now, read the staff list and complete the sentences with A and the or nothing. Here we have some information about Oxon Oil. It's a company. Technical department, staff list. Manager John Smith from the UK. Technicians Lars Larsson, Norway, from Norway. Greg Ford from the USA. Barry Dobonot from France. Now let's read the sentences and put the articles or the right article. Exxon Oil is a small oil company. Is a small oil company. Number 2. John is manager in the company. John is a manager in the company. Number 3. John is manager of technical department. John is a manager of a technical department. He is from the UK. From the UK. Number 4. Perry is a technician. Perry is a technician. In department. In the department. He is from France. No article here. Gridge is American technician. Gridge is an American technician. Now we have some key words and we have to learn them. Keywords. We start with adjectives. Foreign. Foreign is from another place. Somebody who is from another place. International. International. International is from different parts of the world. Offshore. Offshore wells. Or onshore, the opposite is onshore. Offshore, that's the wells or fields that are on water or in water. Onshore are the fields that are on land. Nouns. Control room. We know the control room. Drilling company. Company that makes the drilling process. Oil field. Oil well. Operating company. Another company that makes the operation. Serves. Plant. Plant. Service company. The company that helps the other companies for bringing equipment, repairing things. Team, that's group. Technician. Technician. Verbs. Operate. That's a verb. The noun is operation. In this lesson, we're going to check for some grammatical rules that we can use to talk about things. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about the present simple, how to use do or does or the question words. And then we're going to study some key words. Adjectives, nouns, okay? So let's start with the first one. Choose the correct word to complete the questions. I'll give you time to answer. Number one, is it do or does roughnecks work in offices? Roughnecks here is plural, so if we have the subject is plural, so we ask with do. If it's singular, we ask with does. So roughnecks, plural, so the answer is do. Do roughnecks work in offices? Number two, do or does a driller supervise a drilling crew? So driller is singular. So do or does? The answer is does a driller supervise a drilling crew? Number three, do or does a production operator fit pipes? Production operator is singular, so we use does. Does a production operator fit pipes? Number four, do or does a well test operator test trucks? A well test operator is singular, so we use does. Does a well test operator test rocks? Number 5. Do or does geologists test wells? So geologists is plural. So we choose do. Do geologists test wells? Number 6. Do or does maintenance technicians repair things? Maintenance technicians. It's a plural. So we use do. Do maintenance technicians repair things? Now make questions and answers. You need 1 or 2 words for each gap. 1. Steve work. So the question is, where does Steve work? Where does Steve work? B. The answer. He in Canada. He works in Canada. He works in Canada. Number 2. He work for. Who does he work for? Who does he work for? B. He for a Canadian oil company. He works for a Canadian oil company. Number 3. A. Many hours per day he works. How many hours per day does he work? How many hours per day does he work? B. 8 hours a day. I work 8 hours a day. Sorry, for number 3. How many hours per day do you work? How many hours a day per day do you work? So the answer, I work 8 hours a day. Number 4. You start in the morning. When do you start in the morning? The answer, I start at 7 o'clock. Number 5. Geologists do. What do geologists do? What do geologists do? B. They rocks and do scientific tests. They study rocks and do scientific tests. Number 6. Country he work in. What country does he work in? Or which country does he work in? So what country does he work in is the right one. B. He in Russia. He works in Russia. Number 7. Why they like the job? Why do they like the job? B. It because the money is good. They likes or they like it because money is good. 8. How oil companies find hydrocarbons. How much oil companies find hydrocarbons? So it should be, how much oil do companies find hydrocarbons? Drill wells. So, number 8, I'm sorry for that. Number 8, how do oil companies find hydrocarbons? How do oil companies find hydrocarbons? The answer is they drill wells. They drill wells. Keywords, adjectives, downstream, upstream, nouns, barrel, crane operator, cubic meter, development, driller, exploration, fuel, geologist, hydrocarbons, pipeline, production, rock, roughneck. All these words that we studied in the previous lessons. So try to study them and find the meaning of these words.